I hope that live.
Hey!
Pop, pop.
I think I
Yep, it says watch live now. Charlie live.
There we are.
How fun.
And we are going live at the
So-
Northwest Cannabis Club.
When I go live, no one watches.
Really?
Yeah, well, on YouTube at least. And
I gotta watch now, man.
We'll get some
we already
people
have somebody.
turning.
That might
We
be,
got someone. It's probably me.
you know what I
not
don't
me.
like?
Normally I tune in too.
Oh, I didn't
Hello,
turn
whoever it
top.
is.
Make sure we turn live chat on and not top chat. Yes,
When
yes. Live chat.
when I'm scrolling through Instagram and it says somebody's going live, I accidentally hit it, and then I'm the first person in the chat room, and they're like, "Oh, hey,
Feels
Farmers,"
so
and
I
I'm
always
like,
do when I'm going to my
like,
DMs or
out.
whatever. And 100%. I click that and like, I mean, and I
I
always
always feel
wonder how
weird.
sad that person is gonna be. Like, oh,
Yeah. Do you know Dustin, Two Less Legs?
oh shit, GrowTube's on now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Right now?
apparently.
Oh.
Well, whatever.
Oh, well. Hey, we're
How long
after
ago was
session.
that?
So I'll tell you what. After GrowTube is done,
So-
we're gonna be the place to go.
Wow, we are like relaxing, chilling after the
Chilling out,
cannabis
maxing,
cultivation
relaxing.
I'm going to be a
stuff.
rude person. I'm going to crash the GrowTube chat.
And tell them
And
we're
I'm gonna
live
tell you-
at the cannabis conference. No, I'm just joking. Check out these cool spoons our friend makes, right? Our
Oh,
friend
Tom
Lynette.
Kopaz,
Wait,
making
yes.
breast spoon.
He did a little thing plugged last night. He was on here.
Oh, was he? How fun.
Check out all of this rosin, guys. Check out this sesh. Have you ever seen this sesh?
So much
Look
sesh.
at all this. Like,
Hash
here.
balls.
Like, I have to like.
Oh, you know, today's Saturday.
Look at
What is
this.
wrong with me?
Saturday.
I must be. Yeah, I'm already. I was just gonna say, I hardly ever can get high off of a bowl anymore. But what happens is when I don't get high for a few hours and then I smoke a bowl, then I get ripped for the first bowl.
You do?
Does that happen to you?
Yeah.
Just absolutely fucking ripped.
You do?
Like right now, I'm babbling.
You're
a little,
ripped?
like,
I didn't
not
catch
ripped, but like goofy. That's probably the better way to describe it. Like I get weird.
I like your
I'm always
goofiness. Hey, you did awesome on your interviews. Thank you for your help, you guys. You are totally helping you guys. Y'all saw it already. So y'all saw how good he was. Comment. Tell him how good of an interview he was, because he did so.
And if it was bad, don't say anything because my
So,
feelings,
yeah,
my feelings
don't,
were hurt.
don't say anything was bad. You don't know. Only the good shit.
Okay.
Don't leave any bad comments.
So now I have channel.
Okay, cool. So
Oh,
hi Queen Di. Nice to see you. Thanks
So-
for coming in.
so-
first time.
Cheers.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Tara, who was your favorite speaker panel you saw
First,
today?
we should introduce ourselves.
I
guess so.
Yeah. Who was our guest? I'm Tara Lee, and I go live. We all know that. That's why my last name's Live now. Okay. And who's
Legally
my
changed to
friend?
live. She legally changed her name. I saw it happen.
Yeah, legally.
I'm Fumidor Lawrence. I run the Portland Cannabis Tasting Club. That happens in this very room normally, once a month. And over here we have our friend Farmex, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
He's
Farmer.
literally the last OMMP, last medical processor in the state of Oregon.
We have real terps.
Real terps.
Not fake
Real terps.
terps. Real
Real
terps.
terps.
And they
Cannabis
smell-
derived.
Cannabis derived.
Hemp derived.
They smell
Cannabis
good, and I put it on my skin right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, good prices. Super better, way better. Like, you would not believe. Dutch, what's up, Dutch, man?
Oh,
Thanks for coming by.
fatdogcbd.com. That's where
Fat
you
Dog?
get Fat Dog CBD.
Fatdogcbd.com.
It just goes to an eBay page.
Oh, no shit. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. It smells yum, and I'm gonna have some in a little bit.
Finish this joint.
What should I should dip? I should like. What should I have? I want to try some of your diamonds.
Oh,
Let's do it.
fantastic.
Oh, those are delicious. They
what
will
should
rip
I
your
try?
face
Tell
off.
me what I should try. You recommend.
You know what you should try is the chili bean sauce.
Ooh, I'm having jelly bean sauce.
I've actually had that.
I think it's this one. But if
Show
not,
all
it's this
the-
one.
show
You
all
can
your
just do
stuff out,
both.
friend. Show all- Oh god, this smells good.
We brought some stuff. We like
If
to
you go
buff stuff.
deeper, there's like crystals at the bottom.
Cafe
And
line.
if you go for like the sauce, there's
My number 2.
I just want-
Platinum Yeti number 5. Some rosin.
That's what I'm going in on. What was it called?
oh, that's this chili bean
Jelly bean.
sauce.
Woo! Going in.
Oh, this smells like Christmas cookies a little bit. Christmas cookies and Jarum cigarettes. I know that sounds weird, but it's caryophyllene dominant. We learned all about caryophyllene and terpenoline and ocimene today. Actually, we didn't learn anything about ocimene. We saw some samples on the wall that had dominant or even semi-dominant ocimene, but nobody knew what the fuck it tastes like.
Thing. Look at that.
I even asked the famous breeder, poor guy, he was like, shit, I don't know.
I like that one.
It was fun.
I've had her taste the dish once. I've only broke it once.
Cali sour?
Knock on wood.
It's quartz or glass?
Quartz. You need it. $25. Yeah, for replacement. So
That's
not
not
bad.
bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Is that
From the company. It's the
D-nail?
it's actually the mini nail.
Okay.
Is
That's
that-
the name of the brand?
Yeah, it's actually the
Just
mini.
look at that.
I love it. They come different colors. They've got all kinds of cool shit.
Man, I just got a whiff of the Turks. I wonder if that was like your wrist, just like.
Look at
This?
I mean,
I know. I was like, damn, it smells like a perfume.
When I
love
like
it.
bottle them up, I'll just get whiffs of it for like the next couple
that's
days.
Tara's rosin.
Oh my god.
Isn't that in here?
So good.
Because it's not his rosin.
What's up, 420 dogs? I haven't seen you forever. East Los.
420
what's up?
dogs. What up, buddy?
Cheers, man. Cheers, guys. Okay, we're going in on this shit. Here we go.
So we're
That's
here
the
hanging.
jelly bean and not the Burmese. It actually tastes sweet. Like as sweet as it smells, it actually tastes.
One in my hand now.
Especially if you do it low enough temps.
Oh my god, that's good. That is good.
It's like the very last of it. It was,
Here's these Los.
this one was actually
Queen
part of
Nine,
my
420 dogs. Dutch Girl 420.
home grow last. I've got a couple
guys.
old TGA packs left. That was one of the last ones. Now I've got Brian Berrycoff, Cheese
That's how you
Quake.
finish a dab, guys. You keep it going for a while and then
Brian Berrycoff and Cheese Quake. I thought I had some jelly beans, and I just don't.
How old are they?
2 to 3 years.
What's the oldest seed you've ever germinated?
I got gifted some stuff with a super low germination rate from Israel that was supposedly like 10 years old. But like I said, super low germination rate. They were Raphael.
Raphael. That's why we named after Raphael Mashula, right? I don't know anything about that.
you're gonna have a
Was
dab.
it
I'm assuming it was in
Okay.
homage to Mashula.
Kind of like Jack Herrera.
Man, I'm trying to think what else I've been like gifted or stashed away for a long time. Because I've definitely had stuff for 2 years, 3 years before I popped it. Had some White Widow from Greenhouse for a couple years before I popped it.
But you had it on Top Chat. Live chat. Sorry, I missed you.
You know, Carla K. It's been. I had some of seeds that she had sitting on for at least a couple years. I don't know how old. I'm trying to remember. There was a note with them.
Well, the funny thing is, I've never actually tried anything. I've never actually popped anything old after I asked that question. It's dumb.
I'm a hoarder. Like I'm not literally a hoarder.
No, I know what you mean. I have more seeds that I could grow now. So right now I have stuff that I will want to grow, and it's going to
Okay.
end up getting 3-4 years old before I can grow it.
Well, I literally am not hoarding the seeds. I literally gave everything that I had to Dutch Blues because he has the facility to do
That's nice.
the strain hunting that needs to be done, and the like. When you're really looking for one, you gotta pop more than a few beans.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
sorry. Like, so, like, as a medical
You get
patient,
lucky, but-
when you're only allowed 15 plants, you really don't, you can't strain hunt. You're not gonna look for.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
Did you guys hear what Seth Crawford said today about autoflower hunting?
Yeah.
So, for those of you who weren't there,
So we were at the cultivation classic
Yes, we
today.
recorded it.
Yeah.
It's on here.
We did,
So
both
go back
on
and
Instagram.
watch
Go
Also
back
on
and
Terry
listen.
Live.
Go back and listen, and then
the one with Seth Crawford and Jeff Lowenfels, I think it's actually
Don't
a
leave.
Shangri-La's
Watch
podcast, not just recorded. It's also
I
like,
don't think it showed up yet.
but it will be.
yeah,
it will be. It will be
But
on
I
a
also
live
recorded
version.
Or
live.
or was it just a moderated? But she's recorded it live.
I recorded
She also
live on my
recorded
channel.
The
Go back
point-
on my
the
channel.
point I'm making is, at
It's
one
on there.
point, he said they had a plant tested that the lab came back, Pixis Labs came back and said, we found a compound, we don't know what it is, it's not a cannabinoid or terpene, but it's similar. And the plant was gone, and basically
Because it was autoflower.
It's not a flower.
An autoflower.
You can't bring something back from dead tissue.
Cannot re-veg it. Can't do anything.
And you couldn't re-veg it. So yeah, no, it was lost. So basically, you can breed autoflowers, but you can't selectively breed autoflowers.
That's interesting.
So
Well, the other guy, your friend that we talked to, I don't remember his name, but anyway, the guy with the beard we were talking to later, he was talking about hemp yesterday. Apparently, he does a lot of autoflower breeding. I don't remember his name. Anyway, and how he has to do the selection and breeding at the exact same time. It was a fascinating thing to wrap my head around because normally when you do selections, I haven't started breeding yet, but I've started looking for breeding. Right? I've started to select my females. I've started to look for my males. But these guys, they have to do that, and on top of that, they have to be selecting the flowers they're smoking. Right? So
got excited.
right. So when I was selecting this, I would have had to already know that I liked her and breed her with the male that I already knew because he's already dying too. I mean, it's a fucking fascinating way to look
Which
at
is
it.
fine when you're hunting for like a terpene or something
That's
kind of
cool.
common. But when you're like, oh, we need to find the 1 in 10,000 that has
Right.
one rare chenotype, that's probably a mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it happens faster because they were describing a process that happened actually in not even 90 days, but like 77 to 78 days.
Yeah, they said it was going
turn
into
it over.
flowering in between 18 and 21
Right,
days.
right.
What's
But
up,
the whole
America?
harvest, I think they said, was 77 days, right?
60 days
Round
after
dwarf
the
from Humboldt?
18 days. So yeah, like high 50s, low 60s. No, I'm sorry, you're right. 70s. Oh yeah, yeah. The
I
same.
gotta try another one. That was a good one. Okay,
So
this is good.
this is the Gorilla Glue number 4 from one of the growers we've been.
I'm normally not a gorilla.
We don't have to
wait,
do
wait,
that
wait.
one?
Let me smell it.
I'm definitely going to try that. Oh, and if Slavin
You're
ever
gonna
watches
like
this.
that. I'm not gonna like that. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that. I'm a fruity girl. Because that's why I really liked that first one. And that's I'm like, okay, I'll try that one.
I'm surprised it's not
Try
even
this
louder. It's loud
Burmese.
as shit,
Ooh, okay.
but the guy I know who grew it,
Yes.
damn loud.
Okay, what are those terps?
That's.
That's complex.
It's Burmese Kush. I couldn't tell you what the terps are. Same grower as the last thing I just put under your nose. Same grower as the
Same
Gorilla Glue
grower.
number
Game, right? I'm
4.
going to enjoy myself.
But not as the Jelly Bean.
That smells good.
Oh, it's got some lovely floral notes too. Like real honest to God floral notes. Look at
Yeah.
that color.
One of the
Looks
great
like that. It
things
looks like
working
butter. It
with
looks like
medical
custard cream.
growers is, it's
Looks like
small
creme brulee or
batch.
something. Come on, focus.
You know, get that crap shit.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Let me just look. You can see my hand through it.
Okay, get back
And that
over
is
here,
not
wanna
a
smoke
small
it.
amount. That is at least, that's over a gram. Easily
And that's
over a
also
gram.
soft,
Yeah,
so
there's-
there's like a little crystal
There's
layer
a
at the bottom.
yeah, there's crystal and look,
That's-
you can
that's
kind of see it.
diamonds
right
and
there.
sauce.
Yeah, you can kind of see it.
But I say diamonds loosely, it's like sugar sand.
It is sugar sand, exactly. It is.
Industrial diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is definitely.
So do we have? Are we gonna use your piece with the hash spoon, the little brass?
I hadn't really thought of that. We can use
Oh
this.
yeah, show them the hash. Show them this
Show
hash,
'em
the
the hash?
GMO. Tell them about the GMO you got and everything. Because there's a Humboldt guy in here, so Humboldt knows about GMO.
If you have a phone open,
Yeah, we got some
go
GMO.
follow our friends Enlightenment Farms. I don't remember if there's an underscore. Just look for it. They have a really cool logo. EF something. You'll see.
Well, we can link it under
Blue
the
and
video
white.
later.
We can totally do that.
We'll link it
Wonderful
later.
people, Mary and Ken. I briefly forgot Ken's name. He's the nicest guy. He's a philosopher, actually. Look at this freaking GMO. I have problems focusing.
Oh my god.
Look at that. I mean, just look at
Thank
that.
you.
It reeks.
I work with really good
reeks.
growers.
Yeah, fire in, fire out.
Dense
Fire in, fire
Fire
out.
in, fire out.
and it reeks. I could probably.
I've been working with a guy. They're
don't
called
think
Fire
you do that.
Farms, and I don't have
It's
any of
fire.
his stuff right now
It's
on
fire.
the table. But that's I'll tell Fire in, fire out.
That is.
And this, my friends, if you don't know what that is, that's scissor hash. That's one of the forms of old
You
school
want to hit off
hash.
it? You want some?
It's basically literally like the shit on your scissors, on your gloves, whatever. After they're done trimming this incredibly greasy weed, there's tons of oil and resin stuck to whatever they used, and they just collect it. And that's what and it reeks. It smells like garlic.
Might be external.
It smells like gassy garlic. So the Kojima. I guess that's one of the reasons. The real name is something else, apparently. But because it smells like garlic, it's the nickname.
Well, I appreciate that. It's because I'm.
That's really good beer.
It's because I'm such a snob. I just hate everything I do and strive strive to make it better to the point where I'm happy with it.
How's the sound? Can you guys hear them?
Yeah, you guys able to hear okay? Let us know if you can't hear Eric down
Especially
here.
Eric.
Because, yeah, he has a lot of important things to say, and if we need to move the camera in, we can even move it over there.
Please let us.
Yeah. We can even do it right there, but let's try it. Should we try a
How's the
different
view?
angle? Let's try a different angle. Okay. We'll try a different angle.
Yeah, I've been worried
Here we
to
go.
torch the nail too much. I don't want to.
No, torch it. Go ahead.
Alright.
We can. It can be muted for a few seconds. We're all good.
Well, I just didn't know.
Yeah,
how
it's
easy
okay.
it was to mute remotely.
Yeah, they can hear it. They can. They're here for a torch event, anyways, right? Oh, maybe it's
For
not.
a torch event. What about the torch cup, right?
Nope.
The blazer cup. Ooh.
Okay, if you slide, you'll have to slide over with me. Nope, it's not gonna get that angle. Sorry.
Well, I'm there. I'm just hidden behind the chat.
Yeah. Sorry, wrong angle. We're gonna go back. Hopefully you can hear him. Just move it in the middle.
You know, Tara, you don't make BHO, so you probably aren't too familiar
No, I
with
don't.
this one little thing
No,
that
I
a
don't.
lot of people don't do.
Okay.
But there's this thing called mystery oil.
Mystery
And
oil. Okay, it
what
was a
that
secret,
means,
guys.
when we buy our butane, it can sometimes come in a little can that you fill lighters with,
Yeah.
or it can come in a large tank, 30, 50, 100 pounds, typically from a refinery, and it can come in typically at least 99% pure, and then from there it's higher in the smaller percentages. So I get like 99.95% research grade butane in a tank that only has a valve that goes out. And then it goes into my system. I distill it under vacuum, and I recover it into a tank that has valves that go in and out, like my recovery tank, so I can reuse it and then collect it again. What a lot of people are doing is they're using the butane without the intermediate step of distilling it and putting it into that recovery tank, and they're processing straight out of that, which is basically the same as just blasting right into a tube when you're still recovering your butane, so you're not letting it into the air, but you don't have the step where you're distilling it. So when I distill it under vacuum in just an empty chamber, it leaves stuff behind. And that stuff doesn't taste good or smell good.
It's just
It's a
industrial
petroleum
materials, right?
byproduct. Well, some people say they figured out what it is. Ooh, gotta give me a dip. Some people say they figured out what it is, and they say it's like it's like a grease that they put on the valves when they change the tanks.
Very interesting. Man, this is some serious knowledge drop here, guys. Very, very, very interesting. Yes.
But not a secret. Google
But
mystery
not a
oil.
secret. Mystery oil. Check it out. You're hearing some knowledge here. You guys, these guys at the conference have shared some amazing information. Networking, big alt networking, and going around and talking. I mean, you could go in any room. You were welcome anywhere. Were we not? We went
were
into
actually,
anywhere.
yeah.
We went into the grow room and the mingle, the
totally
mixing.
were.
They said they were gonna charge,
Yeah, but they were
nobody
actually
checked
alright.
any tickets.
Yeah, I mean, we really, like, it was a really cool event, and everybody was real positive and talked some amazing
Oh yeah,
products.
so now that I've been introduced, same question. Who was your favorite panel or speaker?
Who was?
Honestly, despite the fact that I learned a little bit more behind the scenes information, I still think that the autoflower one was the most useful. Most
That
useful
was
because
real
it was something that I don't know hardly anything about.
Nobody talks
but it's
about
useful
it.
information. It's probably, despite what anyone might want, probably the future. Ease and convenience is always basically the thing that dominates. Fast food restaurants are more ubiquitous than French restaurants, whatever. So you gotta know some shit about
Well, I like how they were saying, well, let's say you use regular seed, you pull half your males, pop an autoflower in there, finish at the same time.
Interesting.
Which is
I heard that.
not a lot of
That
people
was probably
want
what they
you to
said in the morning. Or did
Okay,
they say that in the
wait.
afternoon?
Back that up one more time. Did I miss is
He
it?
was
That's a
saying,
killer tip. You got to hear that again.
Wait,
Totally.
wait.
and I might have misheard because some people would kind
This
of
is actually
poo-poo this
useful for
business
both indoor
practice.
and outdoor, especially if you had an indoor low-till or no-till bed.
Sure. So let's say you lose 30 or 50% of your plants throughout the season because you're sexing in the field for males, pest, disease, whatever. If you put something in the ground 30 days into your other plant's vegetative state, you can still harvest at the same time if you fill those holes with autoflowers. So I helped somebody sex.
Oh, okay.
I helped somebody sex a couple acres last
That's a
year
great tip.
because they did in the fields regular seeds and they didn't know what they were doing. So I was going through in late July, early August, and pulling early flower males out of the field. Now theoretically, they could have popped maybe a little earlier. They could have popped autoflower seeds in those holes, and then still late October, early November, still harvested a whole field instead of a half field.
Hindsight is 2020, and
Man.
now with armchair quarterbacking, we can look back and we say, "Hey, urban farmer, like a year ago, when he was growing, I don't know, maybe a dozen ocean-grown seeds in the bed, he ended up having a brutal selection where he only got maybe 4 or 5 girls, and the bed they were all on one side of the bed, and he was kind of fucked by the time he realized what happened. He could have planted autoflowers and finished the cycle." By the time he sexed them, he probably could have actually finished, or at least given those autoflowers a couple more weeks, harvested, and had basically a whole harvest. But of course, he didn't know that then.
Yeah, that was like that information
killer.
was so cool today. Like nowhere's really talking about
Cheers,
autoflowers
guys.
right now, are they?
When
Are they?
well, they kind of suck for indoors when you have plant limit numbers. So let's say I can grow 12 plants medically. I don't want to grow 12 little autoflowers.
Right.
At the same time, another thing that they said was, you can have an autoflower and it's going to flower in 18 to 21 days, or you can put it in a real big pot and it'll actually keep vegging
Right.
for like months.
That was another
Yeah,
interesting
they
tip.
said it
The
went
plants
6
not-
feet.
not indefinitely.
They
though.
said I could get a 6-foot tall.
Yeah, I want to say
autoflower.
he
I
might
think
have
they
even.
said taller
I
than
want to
that.
say
He
he
said
even said 8.
Yeah.
I
Did
want
he
to
say
say.
8 foot?
I
I
wanna
thought he
say-
said
Like a
6.
big plant.
I want to say he
regardless.
said they were doing 7 or 8 foot tall autoflowers,
didn't he
but
say
you
he
have
was
to put it in a 100-gallon plant pot. And he said basically, it'll start going in 18,
Root bound. You don't want it
18
to be
to
root
21
bound, right?
days, or just keep it big and root bound, he said, or any other stress really.
Right.
He
Oh
said
yeah,
you
stress.
fuck
That's
with.
it.
He said you fuck with the light a little. He even said if you planted a couple millimeters too deep, it's a no go. So I mean, sure you might be able to veg them out a little longer than 18.
Well,
to
but then
21
he was
days.
also the guy when they literally asked him,
here.
"Hey, would you like to
We're
plug
gonna
your
have
website?" He was like, "No, I don't want to."
You want to plug his website?
No, but remember? No, I don't want. If
No,
you
I'm
didn't want to
playing.
plug it, I'm not going to plug it.
No.
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
that was. I mean, my wife often talks about power moves. I don't know that guy at all, but that was like a power.
Oh,
move.
that was a
You know
power
what I mean?
move.
Yeah.
Use that and then carve with that. That's
What am I
better.
trying to do? Oh, this is
They're,
the bed.
You're gonna have
They're hot bananas right
That
now.
one's kind of good. Okay,
Are
so
they
going
the
to
guys
Everybody in the country, everybody in the country is growing their stuff. Not the state. Everybody in the country is growing their stuff.
their CBD
Yeah,
hemp.
yeah.
Yeah, their CBD hemp. Okay, he's going in on some gorilla. Look
Gorilla
at this,
glue, number
guys.
4.
Gorilla glue number
Fatty
4.
Ganja.
Oh, fuck it, it'll be a big
Oh my
dad.
gosh, I'm gonna come over and show this like right
Yeah,
now.
we can say his name. Why not?
He likes
Fatty
it.
Ganja.
I mean,
Cheers, Fatty
it's
Ganja.
publicity.
And now I remember his real name. I was calling him by the wrong name. I'm not even going to say it
It's-
because my brain will stick to the wrong name.
What?
Josh.
Josh,
Cheers,
yeah.
Josh. I was calling him by the wrong name. He's so
Look at
nice.
Josh.
He didn't
Nice
correct
guy.
me.
No, very nice guy. Great grower. Aeroponics.
Look at that. Going in on your stuff right there, man. Cheers.
Oh, it's creamy.
So
creamy.
we'll
His
see.
weed, his Gorilla Glue is creamy.
Looks like
Yeah, man, should have made the whole batch like this, but
Yeah.
I did diamonds with it, and I actually kind of like nucleated the sauce a bit, and I'm not as happy with it as if I just let the whole batch do this.
now. Why is that? Why, in your opinion, why are you saying that? Like, because you obviously know what you're talking about. I want to know.
I don't know. This one's just overall a little more homogenous, and the other one's like stuck in between. Like diamonds were starting to form, and then I've got a sauce kind of like this, which is just not as pleasant to the naked eye. And it honestly,
Yeah, but it probably tastes amazing.
it tastes good, and it smells. It gives off a little nicer smell.
You got a
This
crystal
one,
on your nose.
do I? the smells kind of locked in on the wax a little more, and the sugar sauce like that. smells a little more out there.
Okay,
which
so if I was gonna go to grab one, this looks a little bit more convenient, but this is definitely more trippy. Like
Oh, it's
I would
definitely
think
more
this would be
trippy.
more trippy, so I would go for the more flavors. This is what I would pick. I would actually, between the two, I would actually have picked the darker one. So this is just me from doing rosin.
I was
in
about
my
to say what I
experience.
love about rosin people
Okay.
is they don't get turned off by color.
I'm the color, yes. That's what rosin, you know. Because, like, look at the color of this rosin, you guys. This has been for 3 weeks. This is sat here, and it's like a real light, nice crumble. And then, you know, I have this creamier one, you know, that this is probably 4 weeks old, you know, and it's still nice, light color. Some of these are 2 months old sitting in these jars, you know, so the color isn't
So
locked down by that. The pressure, the heat, how long you cure your product for. I mean, the clear isn't better, guys. Really not better. Serious.
not necessarily.
But it could mean.
Yeah, I mean it's often an indicator, but there's just so many different aspects. Dark can be an indicator of bad, and light can be an indicator of good, but you've also got 10 other things you
Like
need.
Hindi flour.
You
Look
know,
at and
what's
concentrate
the
on.
moisture content? What's the smell like? And the smell and the flavor aren't even the same thing. Something can smell nice and then have a totally overpowering taste.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get it first. Okay.
In a
I
good
got
or
it.
bad way.
Tell them describe what you got. I want to hear.
Describe what I did.
Yeah, did you tell them how great your flavor dab was? Or?
Oh, I did.
Which you
I'm gonna cough
chirps? Okay, a little bit better. Now that I asked you to talk, now you're coughing. You were totally fine before. See? You just don't want to talk about it.
I don't know
the
which
Gorilla
terms
Glue?
exactly.
I
Oh, you're
want
still
this.
coughing
You
from
just
that?
had the grill, yeah.
Now I'm coughing.
Okay, so I want to try this one.
Although I've had the
This
coffees
is
2 weeks now.
Oh my gosh, this looks good.
This is some of the
Creamy. Very
Burmese
creamy.
Kush sauce that I let nucleate.
Nucleate. Okay, what's
Basically,
nucleate?
it was a liquid sauce, and I left the cap off, and it just kind of nucleation is a point where a crystal starts forming in a solution.
Oh, okay.
So if you have something that's completely transparent and like distillate or something that kind of looks like clear honey, and then you whip it, you're creating all these points of nucleation, and then it'll sugar up. So
So by whipping, that's how you get the sugary.
that's one way to do
One
it.
way, okay. So
Another
what are
way
the
to do
other
it.
ways?
Well, this one happened kind of spontaneously, might be the right word, because it was
By
like
accident?
a liquid solution. Because I left the top off. Terpenes are volatile, so as a volatile
They're gonna-
molecule, they basically boiled off at room temperatures. And at one point, there was not enough liquid. There was not enough solvent left to keep it as a liquid, so it just kind of sugared out. But it's not, hard. There's still high enough terpene.
No.
So
Oh,
how does that
to keep
process
it.
differ then from the actual diamond process? Diamond
The
building
diamond process is almost essentially that same process with much more solvent and on a larger scale, and also you don't take the lid off. You take the lid off, eventually not only will all your solvent piss off, you'll nucleate.
So instead of crashing into diamonds, these are nuclei. I'm trying to. Well, I guess I'm not my
So this
chemistry.
is like a wax. This is a homogeneous more so.
Okay.
So instead of having the
I could just look
diamonds,
at it.
if there was more solvent and more time,
Okay. So good.
the diamonds would have
I get
kind of sunk to the bottom.
And this is why I'm saying the darker material.
And
like,
that's more of a homogeneous.
It looks like
sugar
like,
wax.
Like
It's just
caramel
like your,
sugar or
it's
something.
sugary, like it's brown sugary caramely. So you, like
yeah,
caramel.
brown sugar is
Yeah.
definitely a good way to
So
describe
brown
it.
sugar, molassesy. Okay, so I kind of picture this
Yeah. And
kind
there's
of
little
like
sand, like little
you know,
tiny,
honey,
tiny crystal in it.
real honey. If you let honey
Oh,
sit
yeah.
out, it gets
Unfiltered
hot
honey.
and cold.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
good.
Same
same
exact
process.
process.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
Especially
so-
raw honey that's not like, homogenized.
Yes, that's what I mean. The raw honey, the real honey in the buckets, and you buy the bucket. Yeah. So that's what I like to call honey. That's why, I think it, it's like
Absolutely.
honey.
Sugar wax.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. In fact, I wish these were called buckets or bowls. I hate the word banger. By the way, hate it.
Bangers and mash.
Just saying.
Bangers and smash.
Or like a real good song. Like that one was a banger.
Banger of a song.
That beat was a banger.
Not to
Okay.
mention Bangor, Maine.
So we're gonna have a a banger dad. No, I have a dish. See, I actually have a deep dish. Mine's called a deep dish because mine would be the mini nail. See, so it's not a
But
banger.
you were making all kinds of dirty jokes yesterday.
I know. I was.
So today
I'm
she's all
not-
like,
no,
"Oh,
I'm
I
not
have a
Chris.
delicate
No,
constitution."
I'm totally fucking fuck Heather.
She swears all the time.
She said it.
I
Said
said
the
it.
F
Shit.
word.
On live. Okay.
We were having an interesting conversation, actually. We're not going to mention any names, or maybe we will accidentally because we're high and so
I don't
fuck
care.
those people.
Mention names. if you want.
Yeah, those people don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about them. They don't give a shit about me. Whatever. A lot of the panel shows on, especially some of the bigger ones, make a ton of. I guess men don't really think of it as inappropriate. We were talking, and she was like, "Yeah, a lot of
Sexual
inappropriate
Oh, is
sexual
that
jokes."
the empowering women one?
No, we were talking just
No,
on YouTube. Yeah.
we were
Oh,
talking
okay, I
in
thought-
general.
I
When
was-
you're
I
in
was-
chat,
being all-
There was
mysterious.
one lecture I didn't go to. I wasn't there. It's not like
No, she and I were just talking.
No,
We
we
were
were
smoking or
talking
something.
randomly.
Yeah.
And I said, once in a while you're in chat, and there's lots of guys on all the panel, and you come in the room and you just say cheers, and somebody makes a sexual innuendo joke, and it's really uncomfortable sometimes walking into some of this, even though you're just texting. I don't know. It's still I'm still a person and I'm still joining a group. It's a little awkward. Just saying.
It's a little aggressive. I can see that, Well, especially she was making the point that there's barely ever any women on the show.
No panel. No panels.
And even if there were like women, it'd be maybe one woman on the show, and she would be forced to defend women or something. That's not
So
fair either, right?
that's why I'm gonna put a women's panel together. That's what we were working on, right?
There used to be a women's panel, right? And then I don't know why,
Yeah.
but it didn't really work out. But
That's a few women are interested in doing some interviews with me. We went around and did some interviews.
Well, there's
Including
definitely enough women in
our
the industry
friend,
to put together
Mary
pretty
from
many
Enlightenment
panels.
Farms.
You
Did
could
I
put-
finish that story, or was I
Put
too high
together
earlier?
binders full of panels.
Everyone was having a conversation. Enlightenment Farms. Go find them on Instagram. Lovely people.
Rick Perry throwback.
Fucking garlic. Yeah, I was talking all about garlic earlier. GMO.
You know, I already heated it up, but here on out, I
Jesus
might
Christ.
just do that.
And,
It's probably the easier thing to do for a few reasons.
well, whatever. You get the idea. Hash.
Yeah, nice hash. Totally nice.
Nice hash you got there. That's a nice hash on there. Well, you see, inappropriate jokes. I was gonna make a joke all about Mary's nice hash,
What's
and that's
the
inappropriate
difference
because Mary can't defend herself. It's funny, but it's also inappropriate.
I can't see the chat. That keeps turning off. Dang it. I keep doing it. Sorry. So who's
I
here?
mean, it's kinda funny,
Let's-
right?
We should do a shout out. Who's there? Lisa, girlfriend, how are you? I can't read that far away. It's close. A little bit more. I probably could read it better. I'm getting bad. My eyesight is getting bad. So thanks for joining, everybody. I hope you enjoyed all the lives, and we had so much fun, and we've been running around like chicken with a head. Oh, that
We did it.
psychedelic class. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah, we enjoyed that.
That was a good class.
I don't know why I'm suddenly talking with some kind of accent. That's how high I am.
You are.
It's the
I am so not that high. I need to catch up.
I'm not
there.
either. I'm not actually that high. I'm just
not
like
that high.
tired, mentally exhausted. I don't know what
Okay.
it is.
Hand me,
That's how you
hand me
sweat
your
after that
best.
gorilla glue.
Give me your next. I'm
Did
going.
you?
Yeah, I'm going on your rosin now. Do it.
What do you want? Oh, you
Pass
know,
it
like
to me. Just line it up. Tell me what
30.
I need.
Cabernet number 6. The Cali Sour. You gotta try that. Oh, and the Fly Trap. But I might lose track of which is which. Cali Sour.
Yeah, don't mess them all up.
Number 6.
Yeah,
And
put the lids on. So. I hate that.
start with Cafe Alarm number 2. Nobody else seems to grow it. Seattle Steve has some. So we'll. Seattle Steve has been teasing he might come down.
Who?
So Seattle Steve. You don't know Seattle Steve, but Seattle Steve is a friend of
I
mine.
don't know Seattle
He
Steve.
grew some kaffir lime, and I really, really hope that he does come down to this tasting club one day.
Cool.
He just pulled down some kaffir lime and promises to squeeze it into some rosin.
Okay.
I wish him luck.
That-
So that's the
I'm ready.
orangey skunky pheno.
The what?
The orange skunky pheno.
Orange skunky female. Okay.
It's like Mike, Cannon Frame Dynamics, had a good description the other day. An orange creamsicle. An orange creamsicle
Ooh, orange creamsicle. I like that.
sitting next to a skunk at the bar.
mm.
But you don't
You
get as
know-
much of the skunk in the dab. In the flower, you get the skunk.
You know, the strain Golden Go got its name because there's these recycling machines for soda cans and beer cans in Kansas called Golden Go that, you put your cans in, and on a hot summer day, Think of what a soda can, empty soda can on the side of the road smells like on a hot summer day. Just like that weird, skunky, sweet stank.
That's what it smells like?
That's what. Or like if you go to the bottle drop. You ever go to the bottle drop? You get that like
Oh, I don't
sweet,
like
that
this.
like
I'm not fond of that smell.
sweet, but it's a bad sweet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like skunky piss.
That's a raccoon's idea of paradise. I'm not interested in that.
Shout out Irie Jeff and Irie Genetics.
Right?
Got
He
that
talks
golden
about
goat.
that.
Got that lemon Jeffrey.
Oh man.
No disrespect.
My
To
legs
each their
are
own.
Oh no.
over here, smoking hot.
You like it?
Praise to the Most High, Irie Jeff.
All right.
What's up,
No,
Vision?
Irie Jeff is cool. I know Irie Jeff. I'm not shitting. I'm just saying, like, fuck. I don't think I
Listen.
like that profile.
My man Fumidor treated me right, so he's a good guy.
I know, baby.
And
That's what she said.
and his like,
Damn it! Another inappropriate joke.
yeah, I know, see, but that's okay. So like, thank you for like driving me around and chauffeuring me all day yesterday. And this cannabis club is really freaking cool. So if you guys come
Shout
to
out
Portland,
Northwest Cannabis
yes,
Clubs.
yes,
The Crow
you
Club.
guys
Crow
need to
Club
check
or
this
no
place
club,
right?
out. Yeah, there you go. You need to check this place out. It's really cool. We're downstairs, so it's much quieter. Look, we practically have a place to ourselves. There's only 2 people over here. They got pool tables. They got games all over.
Events all the time.
Events. Oh my God, the
Like a
ice
tasting
cream.
club.
Okay, we did a live last night, didn't we? Yeah, check our live out last night. We were here and we did the ice cream. Oh my God.
Ice cream man.
They're not here all the time though. Thank God I got one last night. I didn't know that they weren't here all the time. Didn't know that. Okay, so taking it down. Shut up. and take it
Before
down.
long, we are going to have to finally figure out what we're going to puff this hash in.
Oh shit.
We have a bit of a dilemma, but we did manage to find a screen to smoke it in. But now we don't have a really clean pipe. I didn't have time
Mention
to
it
clean
to
this
our
before.
friend.
What is this company called? Easy
I've said it a
Screen?
couple
Easy
times.
Clean
Oh, my
Screen?
friend, Easy Clean Screens.
Easy Clean.
Tom,
Copass.
go pass. I couldn't be here tonight.
What's his new account he's doing? Dab and Grandpa.
Ganja
Smoking
Grandpa. Easy
Ganja
Clean
Grandpa?
Screens on Instagram or
Is that what
Ganja
you're
Grandpa.
doing?
How does it work?
Let's do wake and bake.
You're like, what the fuck is that?
He's a cool guy. He's a
You
fun
put it
guy.
into a pipe. Do I have anything there? No, I don't. So find a pipe. Sorry, it's not clean. You put the screen inside, and then you bend this over.
Was he rolling
I
around
didn't do a
with
very good job, but I
Mike?
probably should have gone that
No.
way. It's okay.
He just was
It doesn't
here
matter.
and,
Basically, what you do is you have a little thing that I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
do very
what
well.
you slapping?
Yeah.
Imagine I did that better.
Where's OG tonight?
He's busy. He might come tomorrow. Are we coming back tomorrow?
Probably, I guess.
Well, fuck yes, he'll be there
I don't
tomorrow.
know what we're doing.
He said he,
I'm doing
Tom,
an
Easy
IKEA
Clean
trip
Screens.
tomorrow, so I'll be
Oh,
in the
cool.
general
You wanna pick me up
area.
some shit?
You'll be here too?
Maybe.
Fuck yeah!
I might be in the
Come
general
back.
area.
Cool.
Same bad time, same bad place. So,
Even if you guys are doing.
then you load your bowl, and when you're done with your
lunch
bowl,
or something, maybe we can cross
pull it out and you
paths.
ash it.
I'll text you guys when I'm in the
Easy
area.
Clean Screens.
Cool.
That's a bag of
So,
fun.
do you want alcohol to clean that out with, or do you not clean those bowls?
How
with
ironic, we can
alcohol?
clean our rigs with alcohol, but we can't drink it legally. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
No, I have like
Who can't
alcohol
drink it
wipes
legally?
if you want to wipe
Here.
that out.
Oh.
It's absurd.
Why? It's a private club.
But the OLCC apparently would not. They would freak out. I have been repeatedly reminded
Yeah,
that
but
they
that's
would.
because they're assholes.
Well, I don't know.
That's the one person I will talk to.
She said, Lisa says, what's it called, Fumidor?
Easy Clean Screens.
And they're brass. And they come straight.
And they come with class.
And then you bend them.
Tom is a little bit old school. He doesn't like to sell online. We were
Yeah.
telling him yesterday, you should sell online. He was like, no, no, so.
How
If enough people request online, I bet he'll change his mind.
how much are they? Maybe I should.
They're like
buy
$1.50, and he charges like
He sells them by
5
like
for
the
3 or
town.
something. I mean, they're not expensive.
Maybe I should just buy them and give them.
And he has
away as
actually 2
freebies.
sizes.
They're great freebies. Because you can
literally
you can tape
Z.
it to your business card.
Yeah, I was thinking like I could do giveaways on my show.
Okay.
People that show up. Maybe I'll do a few giveaways. No,
But
I-
it's good for bubble hash that
Great for hash.
doesn't full melt, but
It's actually
doesn't
okay
quite
for
light
full
on
melt
fire.
as long as you just get that bowl done. Don't dawdle.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Totally.
I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
I typically would go for like a finer screen.
I agree with you.
I've obviously had hash rosin that's full
Okay,
melt,
so
but
why
I have
not take I have an idea. So why not take that little spoon and put it right on that, because that's actually hot. And then you could kind of like carve it like that, and you guys.
I will absolutely try that.
Is that a good idea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know why not.
Okay. Oh, there's this one.
I mean, it might just clog up that part of the.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that. I was
That's
thinking
fine.
you might
Cheers.
have more
Cheers, big
of
guy.
a good
How
time
you
just
doing?
packing it around the edges and kind of half dabbing it.
Well, again, if I put this here, it's not melting through; it's bubbling. Remember that
Yeah,
was the
it
problem.
bubbled.
It's not going to
Yeah.
go down.
Do it.
And see,
gonna be
that's why I said just put it here, and it bubbled and it just smoked out. I just put it on there. I would.
It didn't completely burn as fast
There.
as it could.
But see, what I need to do is just crank this up hotter. Do you want it hotter?
I'm going to try it like this.
Okay.
They gave us a generous bowl of hash.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they gave us a huge ball.
Probably
They got big balls.
4.3 grams.
Yeah, I will smoke them.
Have you ever
Who's got the biggest balls of all?
Fumidar.
Have you ever
and I.
played
We don't have to drive,
cannabis
so we're
football
okay.
with hash? Cannabis football with cash.
No.
Do you know Cash Flow?
Yeah.
He plays this thing here.
Cash flow.
Yeah. Cannabis football. And there's this mat, and it looks like a football
Fucking
field.
reeks. This just reeks.
It looks like a football
I can
field,
smell it.
and you do a dab or a bong hit, and you hold it. And however long you hold it is however many yards you run on the football field. And then the field goals are you have to eyeball an eighth of weed.
No, wait. Oh, it's starting.
It's starting.
So say that last thing again.
So, however long you hold your breath after a bong hit is however many yards you run, and field goals are eyeballing an eighth of weed, and you have to get it within 0.1 grams.
See, just drop it in there.
Yeah, it's not working
Drop
right.
it in there. Just drop
I'm
it.
getting some flavor, but
Drop it
come on.
inside.
And it looks like the brass is actually conducting electricity because it's getting hot.
some
So do
some
this.
flavor,
Here,
some
just
of
leave it. Oh.
Mary's
Oh shit, not in there.
Mary's
There you go,
thumb
there you go,
and
there you go,
Ken's
there you go.
You
palm.
went down inside.
Oh, that's what you were saying.
No, just in the glass.
What?
Not
It is
in
on the glass.
hole. No,
It's
you
not
didn't.
in the
You
hole.
actually went in the hole. Go.
Oh shit.
Just do it.
That's what she said.
You got it in the hole. See? There you go. Shit! Captain! See, it's better. You should have just dropped there in the first place. Try and tell y'all.
Try.
But you know what we actually did is that we pre-melted a little bit and then
Yeah.
it tossed in there and it spread more. I
See,
bet you anything is.
I think we just need to cook it
Yep.
hotter. More. Oh, you know what we need to do is just meld it with our fingers more like a tumble ball. You know, like French
Yeah, that
cannoli, baby. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait.
It seemed a little dry.
Do you want more?
Pardon. Just go clean it.
It's not that bad. It's still bubble.
Right on.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, I don't know if we'd be able to get into a snake too easily, or if it'd
If you
crumble on
could-
us.
if
It's
if
a
we
little
started
crumbly.
putting too much
It's
pressure on
definitely
it.
scissor hash.
With warm,
Perfect
If
on
we
a
had
joint though.
warm, we'd be able to, for sure.
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
that warm wine
It's
bottle.
crumbly, but it's very, very oily. It reeks. It's filled with terpenes. Terpenes.
Bean, I mean.
See? I mean, that's
Oh Jesus! Now my hands just smell like
pretty
garlic.
good. That smells.
It really it smells actually like garlic.
You know,
like if I were
actually-
to,
What's the other one?
like more of a roasted garlic.
They gave us a
Still rich,
wedding
though.
cake as well, I think.
When
But
I was down at Humboldt,
This might have been the
GMO
wedding cake.
was like one of the, seemed like one of the big
But I
ones.
gave away one of the nuts.
right on.
But we still have the nice one.
Yeah, the Gino was that one right there, yeah. Yeah.
I know. You could've
Very
given-
good job.
I got
Yeah.
all four on the table. You could have given.
I
anybody.
pressed rosin for them before, and it was always real high yield, real nice color.
Okay, what do we want next? Line me up.
Cali 6.
Is that the
What
one?
was
that-
interesting is Ken wasn't smoking for a while because I want to say he was having anxiety every time he smoked, and I was like, "You're growing this, and you're not
I
smoking."
remember that he was growing Jack. No. He reminded me he was growing.
I want to say I squished some Girl Scout cookies for them, but I can't remember what else they were growing. But
But he was also growing a lot of Jack Crosses, and he was growing Jaeger. Jaeger would have been good for anxiety, actually.
sure. But what I was just saying is like, he likes weed and he's growing this gorgeous stuff,
Right.
and he can't smoke
Right.
because he knows that even though he wants to, he's gonna have a negative effect.
But all those strains, every one of them gave him anxiety.
I think it was just cannabis in general he was
Huh.
having an issue with.
I actually remember him saying something about that. That was
was that?
It was a while back,
Yeah, we met,
Ken, but a while ago. But I was just
from Enlightened
Oh, he had to
Farms.
stop?
He did.
for a while, but
Well, okay, so there was.
he just always had fire bud, and
Right.
I was like, man, I'd hate to want to smoke and know that you can't, and then always just have bags of fire bud
Oh,
around.
his stuff. Yeah.
No,
It's
I know
like
what you
I've got a bunch of dabs. It's like, what if
What if you
tomorrow I
couldn't
couldn't dab?
Exactly.
And it's like I still have to keep processing
Well,
shit,
okay,
and I have
so-
stuff come through the lab because he's got new strains coming on.
Yeah.
When you harvest something, what's the first thing you want to do?
Smoke it.
Okay, yeah.
You do it way before it's ready. Even
Okay.
you're like
Yeah.
I'm gonna like something fell off
It's
early,
still-
like
oh,
a
yeah,
branch
yeah,
broke,
yeah.
and you're like, I'm gonna
I rationalize it. It's still wet. I'm like, no, it's kind of dry.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I mean, even though I typically don't even smoke flower anymore, I'll grow something, and I'll be like, it's gorgeous, and it smells amazing. I have to smoke it, and even though I know that when I hit it, my hands are going to smell resiny, and I'm not going to like enjoy it as much as if I waited and dabbed it, but still, I do it. So it's like,
But if you don't do that, I don't think you really love to grow on some level. I might be wrong.
well, that's what I'm saying. You harvest, and then it's like, you can't go fucking smoke it. How horrible. It's like a nightmare. That's like Twilight Zone.
I like that one better than the
I
other
could
one.
make all kinds of dirty jokes now.
Okay, so
Twilight Zone?
I like
No,
that
about
one.
the thing that can't do the thing.
Yeah, I like that one better about that one. I like the dark one. Once you go black,
That's the
you
Cali
never
thing.
go-
There you go. Once you go dark, you never go. You never stop parking.
You
Fuck, I
don't
can't
matter color.
But
Color's good. It's the quiver, remember? The quiver.
the quiver.
It's not, and here's the difference. It's not dark because it was shitty weed that I grew in a puddle. It was clean. It was dark because I literally dried it and aged it about. I think this batch was about 3 months old, 4 months old.
You keep getting off the
And then I pressed it at 190 degrees. So I could have pressed it at 180, 195, I think even. Could have pressed it at 180, 170. She presses sometimes, and it would have been quite a bit lighter. But I didn't want to. Didn't need to.
Yeah, that light one, you can show that one. That's the one I did 170. This one right here. It's getting a little dark because it's been exposed to the sun. It's been out for a few days. In the pocket, running all over
Almost
the
can't see how
conference.
light it is because it's so small. No, there you can kind of see. Light. Maybe.
I think with flower rosin, you're also potentially getting some chlorophyll, some anthocyanins,
Oh, absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
I think
also,
some of them are beneficial.
Also, your
I suspect, I should say.
stuff. I mean, it's oxidizing over time.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, it's not stable. It's not, rosin is not stable.
However, I said this yesterday.
But
I'll say it
because
again
I
today.
mean, and now sure.
what would you like?
It can be
vanilla kush?
phenotypically
Whatever you want.
very. Fuck, I can't stop talking anymore. Phenotypic variation. Point being,
Let me,
Platinum Yeti, number 5, Platinum Yeti, number 6. These were already selected, so I grew them again. These were not from seed, these were already clones. They grew in the exact same environment, under the exact same temperatures, exact same fertigation. Everything about it was the same. Then I pressed them at exactly 205 degrees, both of them. Everything was the same. Each jar has first and second batch.
and this is actually the flower right there.
So, 5, 6,
Oh, this is
Five.
the flower.
Yep.
6. So 5, only the second batch came out darker.
Go for it. I don't care.
The rest was blonde. And this was always dark.
I think you gotta get in your squish just
They're both delicious though. Anyway. I haven't paid
That was,
attention to the chat for
I
a while.
loved,
I hope I haven't
loved.
been
Oh,
babbling
hey,
too much.
American one. How early you cut it, you said.
And that's another thing. I didn't cut those early at all. I meant to, I guess I'll admit that I meant to take those to the DGC Cup, and it just didn't work out for me to fly
But
down there. So I
that
wanted
one
it to be
was a
like
beautiful
cup contending
plant. I
weed or
let it
whatever.
grow super
So I harvested them at
tall,
like week 10.
super-
So they could have been way lighter.
Yeah.
So imagine this number
Well, this
5,
is
how
clean.
light
I
it could have been
haven't used it.
potentially.
Oh, okay.
This is actually a brand new
Oh,
tool.
good, cool.
Well, not this side, but this
I
one.
was just trying to clean it off.
Here, sit. Oh, Zoe. We should reintroduce ourselves. Zoe is saying, who's the other guy?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Zoe, yes.
Anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Fumador. Terribly Live. You
Terribly
gotta know
Live,
her.
my
This is her
channel.
channel. FarmX, Oregon. Eric, our friend, he is the last OMMP producer in the state of Oregon. Processor, I'm sorry. I keep using that wrong word.
Somebody wrote
Processor.
a news article saying producer.
Did they?
And I had to correct them.
Because it makes you sound like
there's
a freaking cartel
There's
leader.
thousands of
Right.
medical growers left.
Well, not too.
And he's having a dab of my rosin. Homegrown, home pressed.
Is Ned in the room?
Yeah,
Because
he's
Ned-
having vanilla kush. He's having
This is not your
vanilla
rosin.
kush.
Ned is not the name. God damn it. It would only be funny if he was in the room.
Oh, Ned, not your rosin. Sorry, Ned. No.
Maybe he'll catch it on repeat.
Super tasty.
What do I have else for you?
Sicilian. How you
Before we
doing?
leave, you might be interested in my Cali sour number 2.
Piney.
You like it?
Yeah, very nice.
Cool. Hey.
I haven't had a dab in a while. I should have someone's dab.
Okay, have what you want. You know, pick it up, baby.
It's like that minty cool feeling with a piney taste.
I did. When I was growing that plant, I smelt a lot of mint in it. Actually, when it was green, there was a lot of mint in it.
Yeah, it almost
Yeah.
tastes minty, but
Yeah.
not quite.
It's a sweet.
The
there's a
exhale
sweet
smelled nice.
cream. Yeah. You want that off?
Oh, yeah, fine, thank you. Yeah, no, delicious.
All I can smell is this fucking GMO. It smells like a dead garlic. I don't know how to describe that, but it smells like a garlic died here.
I'm imagining like
when
a
they
little
opened the
gremlin.
bag, I was 3
It
feet
really-
away
it
when they
really-
opened that bag. I could smell it. It
It
was
really stinks.
crazy.
It smells like a garlic just died here.
Smells like the pizza, the garlic on the pizza last night. Oh God.
So did we?
Crazy.
How are we smoking that? Shoving it in the bowl? Shoving it in the dab rig?
What'd
We're
you
still
say?
debating it, right? Fuck, I'm gonna go look for a clean bowl.
You're still on it. Oh
Well,
my
look
God.
look at the one right there, and look at the weird crystals inside.
No, I wouldn't use that. They don't have any for sale tonight.
Fuck, don't they have any alcohol? Just clean. It's not that dirty. Jesus
Do they
Christ.
have any for sale?
I clean these like every 3 or 4 days.
Can we just pack your bowl? Just take a little bit of flour at the bottom, and then just fill the rest up with
Why
the
not?
double hash.
Yeah. Why not smoke a hash loaded on top? Yeah.
But this fucker over here was like, I can only have a pristine bowl.
Cool. Oh.
He was like, I will only smoke.
No.
I will always smoke.
I said bong.
Bong.
Pipes are different. Pipes
oh
are
yeah,
different.
the bong one.
Fucking we had a pipe this entire time.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
sitting here this
Yeah,
entire time.
Yeah, I was wondering why we weren't using it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
I thought you were being like all like
No.
weird about your pipe.
No.
No.
Because I brought down another fucking.
Do you want to wipe
Jesus
it out with
Christ.
And
alcohol?
I'll defend that.
Here, there's more in here.
I won't smoke a flower bong. That's
I don't
not
even disagree with you. I like
absolutely
clean rigs.
clean.
But
And, well, a spoon.
Life happens.
A spoon. Ideally, I'd like it to be clean, but I can get away with it
Who
not.
brings wipes? Okay, I like things clean. Sorry.
Because like when you get bong water in your mouth, even after one rip of flour, it makes me gag. And the smell, it just gets stanky. It just
I
smells
get it.
rancid like immediately. But pipes, I can deal with.
And the dabbers.
some people haven't actually
Curb
had.
caps. Don't forget the wipes.
So some people haven't had a clean rig for a while. I've known people who they haven't smoked a clean rig for so long they don't remember what it tastes like. Try it sometime. Literally, try it sometime. Try it with good weed.
I had some people
Hot dog.
that I dab with that their dab rigs would get like opaque
Cheers, that's
with
looking how you doing,
opaque
man.
with like reclaim and backwash, and it was just like I refused to smoke with them anymore. I was like,
Witness, cheers.
No, I don't disagree. I mean, would you eat off of someone's disgusting, dirty, unwashed plate?
no. Would
I mean,
you drink
No.
a cup of
That's
water
what
that
I
they
said.
gave you that was
If
full of
someone
backwash?
gave you dinner and then the knife and fork had
Yeah,
like
what
last
chef?
meal's shit on it,
Yeah, what chef wants to put a nice cooked meal on a clean plate? I'm sorry, I'm a chef. I grew these products. I extracted
Right.
these products.
It took
and
a
I
long
want a
time.
clean damn bowl.
Well, like we were talking earlier, I think before we had a camera on, when people have a banger that's not just like Chaz, where it's like, oh, it's like
Beyond Chaz.
where it's like scarred black. That's fine, but when there's like a crust at the bottom,
yeah.
that's like there's literally a layer. That's like cooking on a pan that has a full layer
Yeah.
of crust. You're not getting the right.
Although, would that be considered, what are those called? Cast iron.
Well, no,
Oh.
a seasoned pan.
A seasoned pan is actually
pan
smooth.
As very smooth
Yeah, that's
and is
true. I
clean
know,
metal.
I'm teasing.
It's like I don't want to say microscopic thin, but it's a very thin layer of like oil.
That's what makes me find out.
So yeah, no, a
falling.
seasoned nail should not be
Really?
crusty.
We're
I
not-
think I'm waiting for this
We're all taking a
this bubble.
What are you lining me up with?
You want one of mine? This is, I believe,
Yeah.
Cali Sour.
Okay, going on Cali Sour.
Usually a winner.
Sid, this one's for
weirdly
you,
enough,
my Cali friend.
Weirdly enough, I may be one of the few people to actually have run this. This is from, Sid will remember, this was from a 5 for 5, a brown guy 5 for 5. And this round, I remember I actually brought it to, not last year, but the year before his Emerald Cup, and they were like, fuck, no one else got it because there was some kind of problem with shipping or something. I'd be really curious if anyone else got this. It was a Cali Sour OG by Bubba Kush. Anyway.
Okay, dab time 7:10. Heat up that damn banger. We're gonna hit together. Let me know. I'll wait.
Hey, guys.
I'll wait. Tell me when's fire. I'm waiting for you. Mine's ready. Let's go.
Where's the microphone? I'm gonna break this nug open.
I don't know actually. Like
Shit.
right on the by the earpiece maybe. I
wonder,
don't
yeah.
even know where
I mean,
it's at.
oftentimes they're at the bottom.
Maybe.
I'm gonna snap my fingers at the bottom and at the top. Tell me which one was louder.
I think you're getting too technical.
Fuck it.
I think it has a really good mic on it actually. Oh, it's so funny.
Ah, fuck it. Just
Okay.
gonna rip this open.
Break it on the bottom.
Are you worried about the sound? Are you trying to get?
Yeah, it's a sexy sound, man. Some people don't get to hear that.
Sexy. Ugh.
I mean, imagine you're in Kentucky, and I mean, urban and stuff,
Maybe you
but
could go
Take the
on
part.
Twitch and make money at breaking open clumps of
Right?
blood. You know, the women, they do those massage
Cannabis
things over
ASMR.
the speakers, right? You could do the
AMSR.
cannabis break. Yeah, you could do the cannabis breaking of the blood.
You know what I would do? I
it doesn't
just
smell as dead as that one, but it smells garlicky.
I'd untwist Oreos. I'd like get like
pop-
snack pack
Pop
of
bubble hat bags or pop
tapioca
bubble
pudding
wrap bags.
and
It's
just stir it.
The first one was louder, so the one by the bottom was louder, but you did way louder. But that's okay. T
Sorry,
40
guys.
step 40.
I felt peer pressure.
Oh,
you
time
grind-
45 seconds.
Grinding
Okay.
up
Tell me ready. We're hitting it.
the scissor hash
I'm
or
waiting for you now.
So I think I was going to do what you said. I was going to load a little bit of, or even a whole bowl
little
of
upload.
GMO with the scissor hash of the GMO
Oh,
on top.
there you go. Yeah. So you can smoke the flower. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Alright.
That's
But-
going to be fire. What?
do it like 25 to 33% flour at the bottom and just cake the hash on. Unless you think that the hash will like immediately kind of like shrink up. Because you know how sometimes it does that? It just kind of like sucks in on itself.
Yeah.
But that's if you like put it through a little.
Yeah,
Sifter.
exactly.
If you don't microplane it, it shouldn't.
Okay. Are we going now? Spend 47 seconds.
Oh, it reeks in a good way.
Anyway.
I will do that. I didn't acknowledge what you said, but I will totally do what you asked, I think. Lots
All
of
right,
hash.
hand it to
little bowl.
him and let him do it.
Lots of hash. Well, no, he's got it.
Oh, okay.
He's got his little mise en place.
Look at that. I mean, that was clean before the GMO. That's resin. That's resin.
Oh.
So
Serious.
they, I want to say they said that they were growing. That was indoors, but
This is an indoor.
they said, I want to say they said regenerative, which doesn't quite make sense. I'm
Joshua Steesland calls himself somewhat regenerative.
Okay, so
So
regenerative
maybe they
close
brought.
loop
I'm
is
thinking they brought their 30 to 50 gallon smart pots inside with
no, they
rebuilt
grow in
soil.
the ground. No, so Joshua.
Yeah, but they said that. But
they
Ken and
prob-
Mary said that this was indoors, but I want to say they called it regenerative. Indoor.
No-till indoor.
So I'm
I think
assuming
they
it's
did
like
say
indoor soil.
I think they said no-till, almost no-till.
Almost.
Yeah,
no-till,
they had
right?
like a little. They said it's indoor, but
And I can't remember what the but was, but knowing them, it was something.
Which
like,
is not to say that they are like they're actually very competent growers. Both.
Oh no,
he
everything
and
I've
Mary.
seen from them fire.
What's up, CT? Cheers, man.
And somewhat interesting, she is quite active in the grow. She's not just kind of part of
God,
marketing
she
or
knew
something.
her
She knows
stuff.
her
Like,
Yeah.
I loved her personality and her.
And you know,
Oh,
I've gone to a
she's
couple
very awesome.
events with them where they've, you know,
She's very stylish,
volunteered
too.
in exchange for
Super stylish.
tickets to like a $300 conference. They'll work hard. Like she hustles.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart. Like, yeah, I totally want to do an interview with her.
Sure.
She's like really cool. Great energy.
But
Kelly-
Ken's a
Oh,
lazy
everybody.
turd.
Ah,
no,
whatever.
he's great. They're awesome.
Super cool.
All right, cheers. I'm going in, man.
They've always been pleasant. With Firebud.
Oh, yeah. Jaeger catches a ton of hate in this state for probably good reasons. It's boring,
What?
bullshit weed.
Jaeger.
But I had a very nice, pleasant first experience with Jaeger. It was theirs.
It doesn't catch flack within the state as much as like the internet likes to pick on us. 'Cause it's like the generic Oregon mids.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, so this could be funny. Okay, so I have a friend. Won't mention any names. Someone that I'm friends with that lives in like the St. Louis maybe area, and he tells me he smokes Jaeger every day. That's what he always has is Jaeger. That's always the brand they get. Is that why?
The
I'm
thing is,
like
I'm just
so
getting like
confused.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like a
Hindu
couple
Kush
years
almost.
ago, Blue Dream kind of got like
Oh my god.
bad
Everybody
rep
has a dream. Yeah.
for being like midzy, just
Well, everybody was growing it.
exactly.
So anybody and everybody was growing it.
which means bad growers,
gets crappy.
novice growers. So if you're getting fire
Yeah.
from somebody and they give you Blue Dream, it's gonna be fire. And if you're getting mids and they happen to be growing the hype strain from 2 years ago that's now accessible and bastardized, you know, since it won its cup, you know.
Or it's a cut
Okay.
that passed around 3 times and has both fusarium and whatever.
Yeah,
else.
it's got some diseases.
I would say this probably has one of the higher THC contents of what I've smoked of yours so far.
Really? Huh,
I
interesting.
don't, or no. It just,
Probably that
Okay,
famous
no.
terpenoline is very gassy.
no, it's probably
Sour
that.
gassy.
I think it's the head high that I'm getting, the third eye that I like. And it's the gas. Because I always go to a gas and then go back to a fruit. I'm a tree baser. That's what Kevin Jody called me. I'm a tree baser.
Tree base.
I'm a tree baser. I like the gas for the high, but I love the fruit for the flavor and the uplift. That's what I go to. And I really love the lavender. I would like to get I have a lavender crossed with the Royal Kush that I'm growing this year, and that was bred by my friend Kenny up at Eagle Tree Farms, which is a Den Pure farm.
You said
Didn't we meet
lavender?
him today?
Lavender and Royal Kush mix.
I'd love
I have the Royal Kush from Kevin
to.
Jody
Very
and
cool.
the Oz clones, and I'm welcome.
Right
give
on.
them out freely.
I'd love some.
Yeah, you're definitely good
Very
work.
cool.
Working. And my friend,
I'd
the
love to
American
smell the
one.
lavender because I've got a
My-
lavender I've been
my-
hunting for
my
a
friend, the
while.
American one, would be good to talk to here, and Vision. They also are very
He's a
good
cheers.
breeders.
Yeah, I am behind actually.
Got some good crosses and Vision. He's who I got the Congo from, release from BC.
Right on.
Not that I don't know how it got here, but I got the Congo somehow from BC. And Justin was here earlier. You met Justin Gooder, which is one of our friends in the chat. We all
Fucking
hang
Justin.
out. So yeah, so
Constantly
Justin
smoking.
and I and 710 and lots of these people are trying to get this plan out to everybody because we're gonna let this plant live on.
Overbreed,
Yeah,
overgrow,
yeah.
overshare.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And that's what this thing should be about, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Try to share as much as
Yep.
possible.
I didn't show how big that bowl is. That's actually a
That is
substantial
a
amount of
huge
weed.
damn bowl. Yeah, put the lighter next. Oh, Washington Weed Reviews, give them a shout out. There you go. I gave
There you
your
go.
lighter out. Washington Weed Reviews, I gave your lighter away.
She
To
gave
my
me that
friend.
later. And so that is actually I won this pipe at the tasting club.
That is a
For-
cool pipe.
I didn't bring the weed.
Very
I brought the
cool
flower.
pipe.
I brought it for this rosin's flower. Platinum did. Anyway, It's filled to the brim with GMO, mostly hash, and a little bit of flour at the bottom. Literally a little bit of flour. I probably put in this much flour, and I'm not exaggerating, just to cover
Is
the
it filled
bottom.
to the brim? I'm red-green colorblind. See, that looks half filled.
It's not filled to the brim. You want me to fill it to the brim? Fuck,
I mean,
I'll
I
fill it to
don't
the brim.
necessarily want it filled to the brim.
Well, that's the
but
thing. Then it
don't-
won't taste good.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
No,
just
you
saying,
just-
I want to have another clean bowl.
Yeah.
don't lie to us all.
It's not filled. Okay, it's filled close to the brim.
It's
Fuck
filled
off.
to a brim
Look at
if
that.
you had a normal sized bowl.
That's fine.
That would.
That's a
be good.
large. Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
a
Does
large.
that
I'm just
first-
busting your.
That first
balls.
bowl that you came out with actually is smaller than, way smaller than
Oh,
that.
for
That
sure.
would be like half of that.
You know what I used to like to do?
Did you put hash on there? Oh, you did? Oh. I didn't even see it for that. Sorry. What's page it? Good. Tom, what's up, man? Tom's my friend from LA. Hope things are going good down there, man. Hope you're getting good shit.
Hey, how's it going?
It's like
Good, how
another
you guys
cow in
doing?
the house.
Very good.
How you doing?
You want to get that garlic?
Good. Just
Have a seat if you want to hang out. We're on a live YouTube video. You can say hi if you want. You're not really being seen over there, just on this side. So if you want to sit down and smell flour, you're welcome to.
All right.
This
got
is
a bowl of flour
this
hash
is
going
one of my
on, I
friends.
think.
He actually runs a tasting club once a month here. If you want to know about,
Cheers.
so we're kind of just doing a tasting. So please, you want to smell some flour? Help yourself. I grow in Washington. I'm a medical patient. So yeah, help yourself.
I just kind of shaking out shit out of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead,
Little
Luke.
flour,
Delicious.
little
I'm getting-
rosin,
Little bit of everything.
BHO.
We're having some fun.
Having fun.
I always say it's more like a Chinese onion, like a stir-fry onion, more than the
Yeah,
garlic
Sure.
flavor.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Come on.
But straight up, I just lit the side. I melted it and then lit the side of the bowl.
The,
Garlic,
tasting
gas,
club
a
typically
little bit
gets
of
a lot
cream,
just,
and it's a little bit of
curious
like Hindu
people
Kush,
pulled
because I
into
think it comes from the
So we'll have,
OG Kush
15,
Hindu Kush.
20 people that show up for it, and then, 5, 10 people that are just like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Which is, good time.
How
We had
is
some
it?
people show
I love
up last month
Okay, I'm gonna hit it.
that were from out of
You might want to light
state.
it up again. Do we have another lighter?
I can't remember what state they were from, but they were like tourists here in town for
I got a
420.
little bit. That's actually pretty good.
And they found the club online, and there was like an event on their like 420 stuff.
The hash is still it. That's why I liked it. It had the amber.
Shut your mouth.
That was my first and only hit.
What? I'm just talking about hash.
hash.
Are we still doing chef shtick? Or
Man, I'm forgetting.
He's out of it. He needs another dab.
I didn't know that.
oh wow, I just
So
got
do
a
I.
huge rip off.
Isn't that nice?
And it was
It's
That's a
delicious,
beautiful
man.
pie.
Thank you.
Beautiful pie.
Well, I didn't make it. Fuck. Thank you for the guy that gave it to me at the show.
that's old school
Uh,
uplifting.
Oh, wow.
Brothers with Glass.
That just totally hit me in the head.
Yeah.
We're gonna have.
Holy shit, that just hit me in the head, like right
Good job,
down.
guys. Ken and
In
Marie,
the head.
if you watch this.
Wow.
And the
Wow.
flavor's pure gas.
Oh my god. Whoa.
Well, maybe
Okay.
not pure gas, but it's pure.
You don't get that garlic?
Head.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's pungent. It's what I meant to say.
Okay, what kind of one did I hit? Actually, what did I hit?
Is it kind of cherried now? No.
Lots left. Oh, cherry in the
Well, I
zone that
didn't
is
know if I
burning.
needed to relight it.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, there's plenty left.
Oh no, I took a big hit.
Mmm. Tasty as hell.
It's got to the flour. I'm gonna hit some of the hash on top.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm down into the flour. Ooh, I got a lot of flour on that one. Yeah, that one isn't. Well, yeah, not as fun. Oh, here, had it. Woo.
I
That's
do
not
like the
flash.
weight and the feel of that pipe.
That I know, it's comfortable. Like I don't feel like it's so dainty that I'm gonna break it, right?
Absolutely. That might have won flavor tonight.
Whoa, damn, that was like.
And this was
Ken?
the dab sesh.
Marie? Mary?
I know. Shit, we all brought fire and liquid.
Fuck
Hey, it
no.
melts. It melts.
Yeah. Wow.
Marianne, he said.
Wow. That's
Marianne, I would like to know where Marianne is from. She has a wonderful accent.
yeah. Well, she said, my name's Tara for Earth in Italian. Maybe.
Is she Italian?
I have no. I suck with accents. Like, you don't want me to try and
I
figure
mean, it's
out what
fucking
accent.
possible. I don't think so.
But she said that's how she would remember my name.
There's
Because
this
it was Tara for Earth.
there's this guy at some of the events I go to that's has a super ethnic sounding name and dressed like super ethnically and looks super ethnic and like basically his whole vibe and presence at like basically begs the question. Every time I'm around him, I see constantly people, especially like he'll say his name, like, oh, where are you from? And he'll be like, what do you mean? And like he's not even fucking with them. Like he's like honestly, like I think like he's one of those like he's like I'm
What
like
is
he's like a
meaning
people of
where
the
I'm
world,
from?
dude.
Yeah.
But it's just like
Little
it's one of those things.
menopause.
Every time I'm around him, I have to see it play out. And it's just I've basically just stopped. Like,
Yeah. So let's talk about my menopause right now. Okay. Yeah. So actually, I
I'm
don't
enjoying
have
the fan.
menopause. I don't actually have menopause. It's actually I was put in surgical menopause because of my ovarian cancer. I'm an ovarian cancer survivor, so therefore I have hot flashes all the time and it sucks. So yes, you will see me doing this a lot. You may see my face sweat.
I'm
a
gonna
lot. Sucks.
stir this.
But anyhow, the guys do love me fanning because they all stood behind me and they all were like, woo, yeah, they enjoy it. So anyhow, yeah, it sucks. So if you didn't know that about me, just, whatever. I don't care. I'll talk freely
Deal
about
with
it.
it.
If anybody wants to, has problems out there that's going through something maybe difficult and they want to talk about cannabis or see if it helps,
Our fans.
definitely helps. Yeah. I know where to get fans. Yeah, a lot of them. I have them all over.
on the cheap.
But yeah, so on to other
Do you have
subjects.
one of those like
I have them like,
weighted ones that
I-
they use as weapons? Have you
ooh,
seen
I
those?
should.
Yeah, they're like loud.
Yeah, I should get some knives on.
When I used to go to like Taekwondo stuff, sometimes
Samurai
people
death
would
fans?
do like demos with those, just like flashy
Yeah.
death fans.
Exactly. So hey, thanks for hanging, guys. We got everybody in the house. We got Ready Hellfire. We got my friend Lisa. Girl, thanks for coming back around. You were awesome. Good energy, girlfriend. Come hang with us some more. After time, I love you, man. 710.
Cheers, Tom.
We are.
Fuck, I have some focaccia
Yeah,
bread. I
yeah.
got. My
Vision,
wife made some
love you,
focaccia bread. I
Ma.
got to show Tom.
Mantis. Mantis.
Tom's a fucking.
So glad you're
gourmet.
back around too, hanging around with us again. And we have an awesome network that we hang out behind YouTube, not like on YouTube. I don't normally hang out on sessions. I don't normally smoke around everybody and show shit off. But I wanted you guys to see what this event was like and what you could participate in next year. You don't even have to buy a ticket. You can come down here and hang at the Cannabis Club, and we could all sesh together.
Oh, and they had
In
events
fact,
all over
you
town.
could come, yeah, they had events all over town. You didn't have to buy a ticket for it. You could just went and hung out. So you could come down here and just meet people. You can come down here once a month. What's it cost? $20 for a membership. Tell them what it
That's
is.
lifetime.
$20 for a
membership.
lifetime membership and $5 every time you come in. They got
My
events all the time.
my tasting club costs $5 to get in the door.
Yeah,
So,
you're out.
oh,
So, anyways, yes. So, yes, what's up, CT Zooey? Yes. If you don't say your name, you're not going to get mentioned. What's up, Teo? Breeder in the house there. My boy. He's got, so I guess I don't have any
I
of
need
the seeds because
Tom screens
I
for
already
my
had
half of
too
this.
I
many.
wonder what would happen if we put
So
a
I
little
couldn't
bit.
grow anymore. But he's got these ones called Amy Aces I keep hearing about.
Tom?
Teo
Yeah.
had the breeding Amy Aces and stuff, so I'm just mentioning him. Your boy, what's up, my boy? Your boy. So yeah. He has some seeds. I keep seeing pictures. My friends have lots of seeds and they are like crazy breeders and
Oh
have good
shit!
going
We've
on.
got 300,000 autoflower CBD seeds.
Oh,
Ammonized F1.
could I do a seed giveaway?
Not of those. I
Okay.
don't
You can
think.
give some of my friends. You can
Uh,
give,
we've
Eric
got
seeds
seats.
away.
We have seats
I've
we
got
can't
more
give
too.
away.
Like,
Absolutely.
I gotta
We should
fucking
do a
mail
seed
those other
giveaway.
seats.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, let's do
If,
so. Whoever listens.
hold on a second.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Different, different stream.
Touched me.
I swear.
You
Tomorrow
just
I'm gonna
touched
mail
me
the
on
fucking.
my channel.
That's right.
Fuck. Okay, go ahead. I know when to shut up.
But I did drive her all around town yesterday. I'm mailing those fucking seats tomorrow. Shit. A guy won a giveaway and I forgot to mail him yet.
Oh.
Okay,
Just-
but,
just day after
but
day
for
I've been
this
busy.
one,
Okay, so.
This
Cannabisium.
I've got more.
I've
Okay.
got some
Life?
too. I've got like all of them.
But you don't live in
Okay.
Portland.
I don't even.
Well, you don't live in Portland
Okay,
either.
we're
But I'll
not
be
even
here
gonna
tomorrow
wait. We're
for
not even. No,
IKEA.
no, wait. We're not gonna tell you what you're gonna get. You're gonna get something because I'm not gonna even say what you're gonna get. Okay, it could be beans. Okay, we'll just throw that out.
Could be beans.
We're not even gonna tell you.
It could be an
It could be something.
empty envelope
Yes.
inside the other envelope.
Hey,
Could
it
be
could be
terps.
flowers from Dragonfly
Show me the
Earth
terps.
Medicines. Dragonfly Earth Medicine could be flowers. Flowers, real
shit.
flowers. Like what kind of flowers? Right? They told us wildflowers.
I
Those are
forget.
wildflowers.
Not cannabis
But
flowers.
yeah, not cannabis flowers. Actual wildflowers. You know?
Actual.
Show
How
'em-
classy is that?
show 'em-
I mean, come on.
did you
How
show 'em
classy
the
is that?
terps?
That is closest. Oh, terps, yes,
The
and the
terps.
terps.
So
we
I was
got.
just about to put a little
Oh
bit of
my
because
gosh.
unfortunately we got a little bit too hee-haw in the loading of the bowl. That's why I told him like smoke a smaller bowl, whatever. This bowl's starting to smell like ass, so I'm gonna put some of these. Fuck.
That's okay. I got plenty.
I just dumped them on the table.
Oh shit!
Terps. Jesus Christ.
Rub it like. Put him like. I want to put a dab in it here. I could have.
Can
a
we
dab.
roll flour in it or something?
Yeah, you can.
You probably could.
Not
yeah.
that one. Put it in.
Fuck, it's delicious.
Rub some vanilla fish on there. That would be good.
Did it recharge it?
It did. I'm gonna. Oh, that's a good idea. That is a good
Rub the
combination
vanilla
too.
fish, just rub that all over him.
What's interesting is you can taste both flavors. You can taste the new terps, and you can taste the old ashy bowl that tastes like a campfire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's some fire. That was some serious fire. That was like so good. Oh, that smells good.
Yeah, I don't think I got the second strain from them.
Seriously.
There's still more here. I can dip something else.
Oh,
Ah.
what is this?
That's your terps all
Oh,
over
okay.
the vanilla.
Man, you could trick somebody into buying some boo boo.
You could. Oh, that's a. You could spritz that on some weed.
We had a conversation about
Okay,
What
that.
I don't
do you
like
have
that.
anything that you
No,
don't
I
like
don't.
here, Tara?
Yeah.
Well,
give me
yes.
something.
The question is,
Yes.
like, because let's say you did it for personal
What?
use.
I hate
The
that.
conversation
Oh, I
we
really
had
hate this one.
was, do you do it with water or
That's the
ethanol?
vanilla pink that turned out. So this. Sorry, I talked over you. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, if you were to do it for personal use, would you do it with water or ethanol? Like, would you spritz it with a little ethanol knowing the ethanol would evaporate, or a little water knowing that bud already has moisture? And it would kind of
Well,
like...
Well, but
I
the
would
ethanol would dissolve the
personally-
trikes a little
Okay,
bit.
so but wait.
I'd
First
use
of all,
ethanol.
you have to think how how is it mixable? That is
Well,
that
it's water soluble. Yeah,
Oh, so
terpenes,
it
that's
is.
why it's steam distilled. Water
Oh,
soluble.
okay, so that's why I
And
had
then
asked that
and then there's a
question.
layer.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
I was gonna say ethanol, but then I'm like, fuck, I grow like no-till and stuff. I just do water.
I would do
'Cause
water.
water will evaporate.
Yeah, I would probably do water. Yeah, I would probably do water. Definitely.
and then I guess if anything was too moist, you could just kind of leave it open.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
No
say about
terpenes
half
went
the
to
terps
waste.
would go away, but it just depends how deep you get them in there.
Table
No
terps.
terpenes were wasted.
Hashtag table terps.
Dude, if you
Okay, let's give it a second, and then Tara's gonna smell the bag.
Hashtag table. It's gonna smell good because I have it on the back of my hand, and it didn't break my hand
I'm
out.
serious. I think this is gonna be a winner.
And I have
So she has
super
some vanilla
sensitive
pink kush
skin,
that she
and I
smells.
was-
She thinks smells like ass, and actually it smelled like nothing. To be perfectly honest. No offense. Everything
What?
else it smells
That
wonderful.
smelled like fucking ass. A bit worse
Smells
than
like
ass.
just-
It was
Oh,
gross.
shit.
Okay, you all on my Instagram, go look at my Instagram post and you will see that there was a beautiful pink. The hairs, the flame, what do you call it, pistils? No, whatever, the pink. They were beautiful pink ones.
Pistils.
And this plant, like the pistils, I would have loved to keep the
Pistil
plant
of hairs.
because it was so beautiful pink. But the flavor was shit. And then my other one that was white crystals, the white hairs, blah blah. That looked pretty basic like the rest of them. It had the best flavor. Like it was like, and it's still to this day. You crack the bucket lid, and it smells like rich vanilla. Like it comes and smacks you right in the face, and it makes me so damn hungry because the vanilla. The terpene makes me hungry. I'll tell you what, all the time. Munchies. That's why I don't like vanilla. Why I hate the Girl Scout cookies. That's why I hate cookies. Don't give me a cookie
I'm still
string.
enjoying it. I put a little bit more on.
God, don't give me another damn cookies. Quit breeding the goddamn cookies. Sorry. I'm going to rant. Ugh. Yes.
All cookies is Hindu Kush with more caryophyllene. Wrong?
What?
It's Hindu Kush with like extra caryophyllene.
So, little bit of a non sequitur, semi sequitur. One of the guys I saw speak this morning,
That went way over my head.
non sequitur being just like non related, I was just kind of like random thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Smell as well.
yeah. So, getting back to what I was,
Sorry.
he
Dab
said
time.
he had cured his own prostate cancer with a cross of 2 land races.
This is not medical advice.
Was it? No.
AC/DC.
I want to say, this is
Am I
gonna
gonna
bother
screw
me.
it
I
up?
left my notes at home when I dropped Cassie off.
Okay, comment after this video.
Yeah. I'll let you guys know. But one of them was Black Domina, and one of them,
Oh, black demand. Really?
yeah,
I
and
have a cross with that.
one of them, it was Black Domina, and no, I shouldn't even brought it up. I can't remember.
Okay, Cora Genetics was here. I met him in Humboldt. He gave me seeds, and I planted 3 of them. Hopefully, I'll get a female out
He's
of
a really
one.
nice guy.
And it was the Durban, and what was the other one you just said?
Black Domina.
Black Domina, and then it had one more red to it, and I'm hoping it's
This guy was really interesting. He said there was 132 original landrace strains, and in the past 400 years, it's about tripled to, I think he said,
I mean,
498.
how do you even define a landrace strain?
Well, that's
Who
what I was
counted them?
curious
When?
about, and also that 400-year timeline kind of means like that's like the Columbian. So anything
But I mean,
before
how
that
many
would be
landrace strains were there?
pre-Columbian, and I don't know if there was like a Silk Road trade or if there was some like continental drift or land bridges or like
It sounds
what?
like something someone made up arbitrarily. Like how
Yes.
many landrace strains were there that then momentarily lost popularity, or some local chieftain said, "You're not growing weed this year," and they had to stow the seeds, and then they just lost the seeds for it and it vanished, and then that doesn't get counted. How many times did that a strain disappear or reappear or whatever? That just sounded made up, man.
He was telling a story. He was like, "There's this nun in
There's only
Spain,
1,000 weeds.
nun in Spain that was growing this one."
Better now, right?
One land race that when the plague came, the only people in the town that died were the ones that didn't drink her cannabis tea. And I was like, come on, dude.
I don't know, man. Look, I'm a strong believer. I've said this on live streams before, on maybe the Embracing Organics show. I was like, oh, I've become a weed evangelist. I have kind of. But there are limits to every medicine on this earth. You
I
know,
heard
like
the
there
term-
are things. What's that?
I heard the term autoflower evangelist like 4 times today.
Evangelists today, right? And they seem to be autoflower
Just Jeff
evangelists,
Lowenfeld's just trying to
right?
sell his new book. Pre-order Jeff Lowenfeld's new autoflower book. Not for sale.
My point with cannabis is that there are lots of things that it can do. It helped me in many ways. I had tons of problems sleeping and everything else. Those are gone now. It can help in all kinds of ways, psychologically, physically, but it can't cure every fucking disease. It's not a miracle of miracles. You know, there are other medicines that work. That's all there is.
And it's not good for everybody.
And it's not good for everybody. There are some people that are allergic to it.
But in many cases can provide relief for
Oh,
symptoms. You know, inflammation, pain. You know, but a lot of times doesn't get down to the core issue. But that's okay.
Fuck, I was listening to her for a second. Before they appreciate it, what did you say?
No, I was just saying it doesn't always, take care of the core issue as much as it kind of,
Right.
helps
Right.
helps the symptoms, I've got Tourette's. It's not going to make my Tourette's go away, but it'll make me twitch less, and it'll help the pain because I've got chronic pain from twitching all the time, and it'll help inflammation, and but it relieves symptoms. It doesn't cure my Tourette's. It's not going anywhere.
To play devil's advocate for a moment, so Tara was talking about our favorite events of the evening yesterday. I think we saw Martin Lee. Is that the guy? Well, regardless, check Tara's stream. The psychedelics in Canada, something or other. Anyway, event yesterday. Oh, we didn't stream it, but
Which
whatever.
one?
The psychedelics and something or other yesterday.
Yeah, we streamed it.
Did we stream it?
Yeah.
Oh, so never mind.
Yeah.
He was talking about how, if anyone checks out the stream, several different diseases he used, alcoholism and a couple other ones, are, I cannot remember the word he used, but they're basically miscalibrations of the ECS, the endocannabinoid system. And I believe he specifically mentioned alcoholism in that several people, or a study of 100 people or something, I'm making this shit up. Anyway, a bunch of people that took psilocybin mushrooms, something like 80% of them reported resolution of their alcoholism symptoms. Who the fuck knows how that study was done and
I
everything
think we
else?
need to
My
define
point is,
the endocannabinoid system a bit.
Turntable. You
what I'm
guys
trying to
didn't
describe
even
for people who
see-
weren't there, I'm babbling, I'm sorry, is that this guy was describing that a number of conditions, heart disease, some cancers, alcoholism, a bunch of different things are fundamentally on some level chemically misorder of the endocannabinoid system. That's all. That's devil's advocacy. I'm not saying I endorse that. I kind of don't endorse that wholly at all.
That
But-
sounds like big claims.
It sounds like big claims.
I also wasn't there.
I would like to
wasn't
have
there
big
yesterday.
proof, because when you get, it's the same thing with like nutrients and microbial inoculants and stuff. They'll say, this improves your soil, and you're like, how much does it improve my soil? They don't tell you, because the studies, if they ever did them, is like 1%, which is, you could fart on it and it would be 1%. So big claims demand big proof, right? But at the same time, it's good to understand
absolutely.
what new ideas there are. That's why I mentioned it. That's what brought it up.
What was Christopher Hitchens' quote? It was really close to what you said.
I don't know, but I loved Christopher Hitchens. I started to hate him towards the end of his life when he became like gigantic Iraq War, gung ho, whatever. But he also had his own reasons for it. He's a complex man, very interesting guy.
Are you coming back tomorrow?
I love what he said about Jerry
Oh, yeah, you're
Falwell.
gonna be in that.
Like,
That
yeah.
if you
Okay, so we'll try.
fuck, what did he say?
Well, so.
I'm gonna Google it.
It's so full of shit. If you burned the gas, you could fill the remains in a matchbox.
Oh
Fuck, how do
yeah,
you say it?
that was
Jesus
a fun
Christ.
one. He said about, was it Fred Phelps? It was a TV evangelist who said it about, and he said if you had given him an enema, you could put the rest of his remains. You could bury the rest of his remains in a matchbox.
That's it. It's perfect. Because he's so full of shit.
Great speaker, great author.
But a self-avowed contrarian. What does that mean? Something is contrary when it's the other side. So contrarian is someone who likes to be on the other side. Probably everyone has met a contrarian in their life. Just likes to do the opposite thing. Just fuck you. No.
No matter what.
You know what? A Sagan quote: "Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence." I don't know why I attribute that to Hitchens in my head. Probably because he spoke
kind of
on
dialectical
belief
thinking.
often, and it does sound like a Hitchensism. I saw him speak a couple times.
I never saw him.
I saw him do a debate, and I saw him do just like a conversation with Richard Dawkins.
Oh wow.
Yeah, good time.
Super.
So, what does Eric actually do? Let's top it off of what Eric actually does.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
I do is I'm the last licensed by the OHA, the last licensed processor in the state of Oregon for medical patients and growers and caregivers.
The
So
last one, guys. The last one in the whole
and,
state.
and more people
This
could
is what
more people
recreational's
could
done.
do it. It's not that I'm special. You could do it if you jump through the same hoops. It's that I've chosen to stay behind and help because there's 2 or 3 medical dispensaries left that are only medical. They can only purchase from me. I mean, they can purchase flour from medical growers, but they can only purchase processed goods from me. And then if a medical grower needs processing, if they were to do it themselves, they're limited to ethanol or rosin.
if they were to do it with hydrocarbons or anything else, they'd be committing a felony. Or if they wanted to get their stuff into dispensaries, they'd have to go through me to jump through the hoops to actually get it on the shelf. So it's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, we're here to help all the growers and caregivers and patients and dispensaries while the program's still alive. It might be another year. It could come back. We've got
So,
another medical dispensary
I'm
coming back.
sitting next to a professional extraction artist,
Processor,
processor,
lab tech,
lab tech,
Yeah, he's no joke.
valve turner,
valve
tank
turner.
swapper.
So look what
He
we
built
have
his own
access
diamond
to
miner
at
and
our
everything.
fingertips, guys.
Oh, I'll
Some
answer questions.
information.
Oh, yeah.
So hey, we're gonna do a live. We're gonna talk about extractions. We're gonna do a live with this guy.
Oh yeah, check out.
YouTube might
We're
freak
gonna
out
do
with
hash-
live
hash
PHO.
wins.
No,
stuff.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
talk. No, we're gonna talk questions. We're gonna ask questions. Why can't we ask questions? You can't do
Ask
extractions. Can you
We'll
not?
have to ask our friends about that because
Okay.
a lot of people are getting their channels deleted and stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it
okay.
out.
Oh, I don't
Wait,
want to
no.
step on any.
No, what we will
toes.
do.
Because the whole
no,
problem
no,
with anything
no, wait.
related to
No, no,
hydrocarbon
no.
extractions is the boom factor.
No, listen, this is what we'll do. I don't monetize my channel and I don't. So, but the other thing is, I will do a live and take it down in private. So it doesn't matter. So,
we'll see.
so if
We'll
you're
figure it
not
out.
there to ask to have the questions answered, you
Probably is a good idea to not do like open blast or like,
No, I'm not talking.
but like, but in terms of like, I don't know,
You can
general chemistry or processing questions.
Yeah,
don't
like
mind
how do you
sharing.
get crystals, or what temperatures, or what is the
Oh,
process?
that's all.
Like, what if someone just even
If
basic?
someone, if someone has a specific question
Yeah.
that doesn't put anybody in danger, I don't mind answering.
Okay, cool.
Does
Now
anyone have a
or
specific
in the
question?
future, because the three of us and other people are
Yeah.
gonna do Hash Wednesday. I don't mind doing stuff on your channel as well.
Slowly, ladies and
Hash
gentlemen, we
Wednesday
are going
might
to be
not
starting
stay on
Hash
my
Wednesday.
channel unless I get better internet.
Hash Wednesday.
It may be.
Well,
Well,
that's-
I don't have to
that's
set
the
up my channel.
working that's the working title for
Okay.
the thing that we're doing. It's a play on Ash Wednesday, because like hash
Oh,
hash.
Ash Wednesday.
Yeah.
Ash Wednesday. I like Ash. Yeah. I
Yeah,
like
so
Ash
it's like
Wednesday.
because it's like kind of a hash church style, so it was
Then on Ash
a little
Wednesday.
bit of an homage because it's on
Yeah.
Wednesday.
So instead of you're halfway awake and bake in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
we-
man, that name might not be as good as I thought it was because everybody takes a while to get it. When they get it, they go, "Oh."
I mean, there's something funny about that too, though. Like it takes
Yeah,
a
but
second.
it takes you a while, but when you get it, then it's like, you're good, cool.
You're good.
I mean,
Yeah,
on
we'll
some
see.
level, what's wrong with Hash Wednesday? You hear Hash Wednesday, you're like, okay, Wednesday hash.
My
But
working
then they think about it, and they're like, wait, Hash Wednesday.
What's
Hash
wrong
Wednesday.
with what's wrong
My-
with just hash on Wednesday?
my working title. Well,
Well,
because
but
the
then
other
there's
one was a
no
pun.
jump. It's not. It's the pun on Ash
But-
Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday, Hash Wednesday.
If you don't know what Ash Wednesday is, I'm not Catholic either, but it's the holiday before Easter, right?
Yeah, no, I know that. I know it's a.
See, so it's like apparently
it's
it's
a
not
Catholic
as I thought it was a
holiday.
better
Friday.
pun than it was.
Yeah.
I think it's a good pun.
My working title for a while was Not Another Cannabis Podcast.
Oh no.
It's like, God
Well,
damn, not
I know,
another cannabis
and that's why I'm like,
podcast.
I didn't want this to be just a live sesh. I wanted people to actually maybe get a little bit of information,
How about
see what we have going on.
We're
Just
kind of
talk
Back
about-
up
unloaded
that
about
fat
that
hash.
event today.
Yeah.
how about back up that fat hash?
You gotta back up. Back that hash up.
Back that hash.
You like that one a little too
But
much.
he says, I love it. And the American way says, put hash ash on your forehead.
Yeah,
So put
man.
the hash ball on your forehead.
Like a third eye.
I love it. That was a good one. Okay, so I'm gonna take one more dab, and then I think we should close this up. What do you guys think? And then we
Time's it.
we have
It's time to drive back to
I think
Salem.
we've been
It
going
might be.
for an hour. Yeah, I think we've been going for an hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
we've been going
10:25.
for over an hour. So
Well,
sorry,
Thanks
you
for
guys.
letting me play on your channel.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do it some more. You guys will see this guy back. We'll do some
Are we
Rick
going
and
to be,
bakes or
well,
something.
you're driving back, but are we
Yeah.
going to be back tomorrow?
But wait,
I'm gonna text you guys when I'm in town.
yeah,
You
just
might actually
we're,
be here tonight.
we're,
Might
we're
be
gonna
here.
talk
Yeah.
after this live real quick. So let's just finish this live up and then we'll text and we'll talk after this. But
IRL.
So, yeah,
in real
down
life.
the down
We actually do
low.
exist.
Yeah.
Although
offline.
that's
Yeah,
what we would tell you if
offline.
we were in the Matrix too.
Okay, so thanks everybody for showing up. Love you all, and thanks for my 1,000 subs because y'all gave me 1,000 subs, and that's why I'm able to go live. That's why you guys got to see the content this weekend.
It's true.
So see, thank you. It paid off, and now I don't really care, but I just want you guys to get the knowledge for free.
Farmex Oregon.
For free.
Follow. Check them out on
Oh,
Instagram.
Oh yeah, do that please. PHARMEX.
Yes. Yes.
With an underscore, right?
Yeah.
We will
Or
put.
makes-
You
underscore-
can comment
And
under the video.
we're doing hemp too. I did a new channel for my hemp Fat Dog CBD on Instagram
I didn't even know about
as
it.
well.
Say again?
it's Fat Dog CBD.
Fat Dog CBD.
Okay. Very
Fat
cool.
Dog
I
CBD.
think it's all one.
Okay, so
Like,
I may
we
follow
will.
you.
We will also have him comment underneath.
I'll
Down
try to
there.
do
Right?
that. I'm gonna do
Underneath,
my
comment
best.
on the video, and then you can follow all of these guys and follow anybody on there. And you guys just put out some good information. Oh, the beans! We were gonna get free beans.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so we will tell you the directions down below. I think if you just leave a comment down below, you will be entered in a drawing, and the
That's
drawing
complicated.
will end in a
Tomorrow.
week.
In a week.
Want to do a week?
Wait.
1 week. They have 1 week to
What
watch
time
this
is it
video.
right now? I have an idea.
Okay. 1 week to watch the video.
10:27. How about I pick the first comment that happened at 10:20? So when I scroll through here, there's going to be 10:20,
Oh, you
10:20.
can just pick
I
it
don't
right
care.
now. Do it right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Live on the air.
So 10:23, 10:22, 10:20, 10:20, 10. Sid Avery is the first person to
Sid
comment
Avery.
that Sid 10:20.
Okay, Sid
Pack of
Avery.
beans. Oh,
You just
we,
got
or maybe
beans.
not. Are we? Because you were saying.
Oh, we're giving something
Like,
Everyone
away.
knew it
There's
was going to be
something.
beans.
We're
That's
giving
fine.
something away.
I didn't know if there was some.
Or actually, since
mystery
it's Sid
to,
Avery,
like-
it could be something else. What do you want, Sid? Do you have enough
Yeah.
beans?
Sid.
Do you want? Well, we're not going to send hash. What the fuck? But
Yeah. Beans. Something. Beans. Whatever.
Probably beans.
Sid, we'll talk to you on
DM us.
Hangouts.
We'll do a
We
turf.
know
We'll
you.
do a turf giveaway.
But I think
soon.
I
Hey.
would like to do a comment after a video though. We'll have to do.
we
the
can always
next-
give multiple things.
we can
Yeah.
do that as well.
Yeah. So you want to do
Still do
another
this.
comment? Okay. So
Still do that.
comment. We're gonna do that. Comment below. Whoever comments below, 1 entry per person, please. Comment below the video. Whoever leaves a comment, I will actually write your name down and I'm gonna put it in a hat or draw it out.
That's
Okay, I'm gonna
fair.
do it the old freaking
Physical
fashioned way.
hat.
I'm gonna freaking. I could put it in a
Assorted
bag. I
hat.
could put it in a hash bag, a bubble bag, in a bubble bag, and draw the names out of that. Okay, so that's what we'll do.
That's authentic.
I am going to draw. I'm literally going to write your name every comment, and you have 1 week.
Wow.
1 week from today to enter. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Glass.
Cool.
Shout out.
That's cool. So 1 week from today. Okay? Okay? And it's going to be like, thank you for my 1,000 subs, and I am going to
That's a
give
nice giveaway.
a vaporizer away.
Holy
I
shit.
decided really soon. I'm
Did
going
you
to
ever
give.
find that vape?
No, I didn't look for not that vaporizer.
vape.
That mini dabber that I've been dabbing with all weekend. Thank you for X Vape. X Vape actually gifted me that,
Nice.
and I actually represent them. And I'm gonna probably give one of them out really soon because I really believe in that product. So yes. So thanks for hanging, guys. Love you all. Peace. 420. And we'll probably be live tomorrow one more time. I'm sure, at least, because we got more shit tomorrow. Okay. Love.
Anyway.